in their times of need. Supers, we race online to give back real time.
City, you can walk on by and down the road, and you don't even know. There's some lonely people down in the parkway. They've been sleeping out on under the stars, and you know they are. Well, you don't even know their name. You know you never hear them complain. You know you need to just to reach out and touch someone. Well, try and give a little, try and give a little love. Won't you say now, try and give a little, try and give a little love. Now you see it down in most every city. People walk on by, have nowhere to go. Say they have no home. And you try, you know you have a reason that you wanna help. You try to be pleasing to someone else. You'll give a hand. Well, you don't even know their name. You know you never hear them complain. You know you need to just to reach out and touch someone. Well, try and give a little, try and give a little love. Won't you say now, try and give a little, try and give a little
Welcome back to Supers Live. Just getting done here with the 60-lap race at Oswego Speedway, the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series. If you're just catching on to us, we'll have the replay ready for you here before long when we end the broadcast on Twitch, and then also up on YouTube within 72 hours. But let's talk to the winner here of the Whistler, his second Pete Trenca Memorial win. Rocket Rob Warren leading them all here tonight at Oswego Speedway. Rob, how concerned were you with that late race caution that bunched the field with 2 to go? Put basically the guy that you've been battling all season long for the points championship right on your rear Nerf bar, that first to finish race service machine.
Wow, yeah, nervous, yeah. Both the yellows made me wicked nervous. The first one had me nervous because I had Kyle Clark right on my butt. And I know Kyle is stupid fast, just absolutely ridiculously fast. And being out of town, I got the latest greatest machine that I've had in my garage, and the oldest racing rig that I've had in my garage, a play seat, and I threw the G27 on it and brought it up to Plattsburgh. And tonight after work, I threw a bunch of setups at it for about an hour and found something that I really liked. So it's a great race. I mean, to win the Whistler is very special. It means a lot to me. That late race restart, I didn't know who was behind me because my pit crew decided it was going to call for a pit stop, and I'm like, I am not going to try and toggle through. I mean, I really miss my home racing rig. The button is right there, but I could have toggled through and seen. But I don't think I wanted to see the splits. The guys are so fast. So it was run away and hide as best I could, and a couple of yellows to bunch it back up to force me to run away and hide. That's definitely one I'm going to want to rewatch a couple times over. It was a great race by everyone. Glad to have Kevin back. I know Kevin's wicked busy doing all of the video work, and he's doing a fantastic job, but it was really good to see that Flying 5 painted 77 on the track. It's like one of my favorite cars ever. And congrats to Keith and Kyle on podium finishes. What a great run.
Rocket Rob, you get the guaranteed starter spot too for the Topless 200. How important is that?
This day and age, it's a little less important. Guaranteed starter is important, but not as important as it has been in seasons past. I'm still going to go for the pole. That's way more important to me, be on the front row than, starting third or fourth or fifth with the other guaranteed starters. More important to get on that front row. And again, run away and hide. 200 laps with this file, these tires, this setup. This setup this year is different than we've been running in the last couple years. Even though the tires and the brakes are the same that we had last year, the setups have gotten so much faster this year. So, I mean, concern on ripping the right front and the left rear right off the car. So, I think getting to the front and setting a pace is going to be way more important than anything else. So, I could be completely wrong, and I kind of hope I am. I'm hoping it's a great race for everyone.
Well, a great race for Rocket Rob here tonight. Rob Warren, your winner, driving the first to finish race servers number 35. Second place, well, bridesmaid again for the driver from Carrollton, Ohio. Was looking for his third Pete Trenca Memorial win, coming up just shy. I think if there was any car out there that had action all around him, well, it was you, Keith Powell, driving that number 41 Mayfield Missile. Had to get a little bit tiring with the 38 and the 35 being sandwiched in between them for most of the race. Where did you miss this race win? Because it looked like you were ready to go at about the halfway point or maybe a little earlier, and then the cars seemed to fall off, and then you had one last chance. But where do you feel that you lost this race?
I don't know. Rob is so good on restarts. I think if anything, my restarts. The car was, I had action all around me, battling Rob, Kyle, you in the first half of the race. I just kind of wanted to set a pace and go about lap 25, between 25 and 30. And when I was getting ready to go, then a caution came out right about that time, and the car was great after that caution. Kyle was battling Rob there. I was able to sneak under Kyle, and it just would stick on the bottom, and I can get back in throttle so much quicker. So got by him and kind of set sail after Rob, and then right before that caution, I really didn't think I was going to hunt him down, but caution came back out, and after the first restart and after the initial start, looked like Rob was a little push at the center and touch loose off when he really wanted to blast it with the throttle. So I thought, well, if I have a chance, that's going to be it there. Either sneak under him at the center of 1 and 2, or if he wiggles, just try to go around on the outside. But I just got over anxious and put it really, really sideways there when we went back to green. That was pretty much it. But he's so good, so fast, so good, especially on the restarts. But hey, we had a pretty good night. Yeah, second place again. I was really hoping to get this win. I love these memorial races. I love this one. It's always been really, really one of my favorites. But we'll take a second place. So again, it doesn't help us in the points, but Rob doesn't slip up very often, if at all. So, and that's what makes a great champion. I think the battle in him and Kyle this year for Porsche Championship has just been a blast because you just have to stay on your A game every race. But we had fun tonight. Thanks, Super. Thanks, Kevin. It's good to see him back in the car and see that flying 5 on the track, like Rob said. But thanks to him. Thanks to Rob for the race servers. And, we'll just get this icings on top Mayfield missile ready for the Classic.
Keith put one on your pile in for second place, only losing a couple of points to Rob Warren here tonight by virtue of a decent heat race finish, as well as only finishing one spot behind him. And the guy that really comes up now no longer has a shot at winning the championship, but as another podium, I don't think you'd have to go back through all of the races for sure, but this guy has not been off the podium, I don't think, at all this year, except for maybe one time. Kyle Clark, an exciting race for you as well, it looked like out there. What was your undoing to drop from second to fourth there with about 15, 20 laps in? And then how were you able to work your way back up to third and even challenge Keith there towards the end?
The first part of the race before the first caution, I had a comfortable lead. Well, not lead. I had a comfortable gap over Keith. And I was kind of calm, and I was just riding around. And then the caution came out. Rob was 5, 6 car lengths ahead of me, but the past few weeks, Rob's cars have fallen off at the end. So I was just kind of waiting to see if that would happen. Then the caution came out, and Rob was all over the place on the restart. Sideways into the entrance. It looked like he had a handful for a few laps. And I think going into 3, he was so much slower than me, I had no choice but to go to the outside or else I'd hit him. And when I went to the outside, I didn't have enough momentum to get around him, and I knew that was opening up the door for Keith, who was right behind me at that point. Didn't realize you were there, Bob. Well, both of you got by the time I could get back in line. And then I think you slipped up a little bit, Bob, and I got by you, but I got by you, but I didn't leave you. You were all over me the rest of the race. And that final restart with 2 to go, whatever it was, I saw Keith sideways on corner entry. I said, well, if I have a chance, it's going to be now. And I tried getting back on the throttle as soon as possible, and he saved it, and I couldn't catch him. So it was would have liked to finish ahead of Keith just to keep things interesting. But I'm glad I'm still on the podium. Congrats to Robbie and Keith. Seems like we're just always up front this year. It's nice to be up there for once.
Clark having a good run in for another third place finish, and a decent race out there as we run the Pete Trenca Memorial 60, the Whistler. Finishing up the season here really with just a couple of races to go, and it all comes down to the Topless 200 week coming up next week. And actually starting on Thursday this week with a practice run for the servers. That will not be on the broadcast, but on Sunday, a full 200 lap Topless 200 race sim coming up, as well as testing with the Wings Supermodifieds. for the 50 lap Supers Nationals. That'll be the last race of the 2017-2018 Empire State Super Series Regional Tour. We'll crown the champion of that, and they'll receive some bonus points. And then also we'll do time trials on Tuesday of this next week on the 14th and run the qualifying heat races. The top 2 drivers and time trials will be locked into the front row of the 2018 Topless 200. And then on Wednesday, it's the 200 lap non-wing Topless 200 season finale for the summer season of racing here with the Supers Goldcrest division. And you still have time. You could run that if you wanted to. You can join just like Jeff West and Bradley Keyser have done. And I look forward to seeing them on the track with us as well. Folks, tune in on Sunday night. We'll be broadcasting our Test and Tune live. And remember, for just $1, you can help Supers give back to the real Super Modified community. You can feel good about doing something that means something when you donate your money. And for the Topless 200, you can sponsor a lap for just $1. And you can help build that Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Super Modifieds. And that's a fund that donates money to injured Super Modified drivers and their families. In fact, one of the drivers that just won at Oswego Speedway this past weekend has been a recipient of cash from the Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund after a crash that he incurred. Michael Barnes winning this past weekend at Oswego Speedway. But for just $1, you can be part of the Topless 200 Lab Sponsorship Program, and you can go to supers.net, click in, and remember that when you make any donation to Supers, your donations give back to the drivers, teams, and families of Super Modified Racing when they need it most. The Dion Parish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Super Modified.